Okay, so I'm going to show you how to replace the battery in your Subaru key fob. So I'm not going to use any tools to do this. It is a little bit easier to do if you have just a flathead screwdriver, a small one, but you can do it without any tools. All right, so I got my 3-volt new battery here and my key fob. So the first thing is you need to take this key component out. There is a key inside there. So this little thing you press in, this shiny part in the back, my fingernail is trimmed pretty short, you can see, and it does still work. So you don't need a tool to be able to do this. You can press that in and pull out the key. So that's how we get the key out. And this is what you can do to open your door if your key fob is totally dead. And then in order to get the battery out, we need to open this up. So you can see there's a line here. That's where it's going to split and separate and come apart. So what I have been doing is there's this, the key came out of here, and there's this kind of horizontal area here that has that you can kind of place something in. So I'm going to actually put my key in there to start the process of separating this. So I'm going to put the key in, and then you can see that I started to kind of separate that. And then I'm going to go ahead and place the key in this next, not where it came out, but in this next spot down, and kind of wedge it in there in order to get the key, get that separated. All right, and then there we are. So it's not super easy without a tool, but it is possible. So if you don't have one, that's how you do it. So again, if you've got a little screwdriver, but this video was meant to be, you know, how to do it without a tool. So then you take it apart. So this back piece comes off. You have this whole component, this little circuit board that comes out. This silicone thing comes out too. There's a whole bunch of pieces that can come out, but all I really need is this circuit board. If you press any of these buttons on here, and it does have some battery power, that's going to do, you know, set off the panic alarm and stuff on your car. So just be aware of that. Now I need to get the battery out. I could not get it out with my finger. So I'm going to go ahead and use my key again. So the key is really quite thin, and I have this little divot here underneath the battery that I need to remove, or that I can use to kind of pop that key out. So I'm going to use my, battery out. So I'm going to use my key here under there and just pop that out. So that comes out a lot easier. Then once you have that, you go to put it to the side, place your new key in, or new battery in. You need to make sure, and soon I'm going to show, there's these little tabbies here at the bottom. The battery needs to go under those. And then you can snap it in. And then we just put everything back together. So you want to make sure that the key or the battery is up at the top when you put it in. I do a little wiggle, 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 wiggle to the side, and then top to make sure it's settled inside that silicone thing properly. And then place the back of the fob back on. So making sure it's kind of lined up, and then snap it back on, which does take a little bit of force in my experience. And then we can place the key back in. You do need to make sure that it's the right way. So the kind of the long side of that black piece needs to go that way. And then you're all done. Thanks so much for watching, and post any other comments or questions you have in the comments.